I welcome everyone to this YouTube channel Refreshing Infotainment. Visit here for information, knowledge and entertainment. This is the iconic Taj Mahal and it needs no introduction. If you are a tourist, you must have already visited or planning to visit sometime in future. However, let me add three interesting points about the Taj Mahal. First, it is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Yes, there is something called wonders of the world and there are two categories of it. One is known as ancient wonders of the world and the other is known as new 7 wonders of the world. Taj Mahal belongs to the category of new 7 wonders of the world. Secondly, no polluting vehicles are allowed within 500-meter radius. This has been done to protect this iconic monument from the ill effects of pollution. Thirdly, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and was granted this status way back in 1983. However, it is worth noting that like Taj Mahal, there are many other UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India, and I firmly believe that every Indian must have some understanding about these UNESCO World Heritage Sites and should plan to visit them at some point of time. Now we will take a look at UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the world. So this is our beautiful world and here is Italy with maximum number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It has 58 such sites. Then comes China with 56 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Then comes Germany with 51 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. France and Spain each has 49 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. At rank 6 comes India with 40 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Hence, it can be concluded that India features among top 6 countries with highest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now we will take a look at the selection procedure for this UNESCO World Heritage Sites. There are 4 parties involved in it. First is government of the concerned country. In our case, it will be Government of India. Second is UNESCO's World Heritage Committee. Thirdly, it will be IUCN. Fourthly, it will be ICOMOS. Now, how these 4 parties interact will be explained hereafter. So the Government of India will nominate sites for getting included on the list of World Heritage Sites. They will submit this list to the UNESCO's World Heritage Committee. Now, before UNESCO's World Heritage Committee takes a decision, they would like to get some advice from IUCN and ICOMOS. IUCN provides advice on natural sites. ICOMOS provides advice on cultural sites. What are natural sites and cultural sites? So natural sites includes wildlife and natural parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Cultural sites include Taj Mahal, Agra Fort and other monuments and architectural things. So after receiving input from IUCN and ICOMOS, there is annual meeting of UNESCO's World Heritage Committee member wherein they vote whether to include a nominated site into the list of World Heritage Sites. Eventually, there will be 2 outcomes. Either they will include a nomination into the list of World Heritage Sites or else they won't. Either way, it takes some time. And usually the Government of India sends their nominations by January to March and we get to know the end result sometime by June to August. Take for example this one. Last year in the month of March 2021, Government of India nominated Dholavira, a Harappan city, to the World Heritage Committee for consideration and inclusion into the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Eventually it got selected and we came to know sometime in the month of July last year. You can look at the bottom of the screen. So Government of India sent its nomination by March and the UNESCO World Heritage Committee confirmed it by July. This year, the year 2022, Government of India has already nominated Hoysala's temple in Karnataka for being considered into the list of World Heritage Sites. And this nomination was sent by Government of India sometime in January this year. We will see the end result, or we will get to know the end result sometime by June or July or August. Let's take a look at all UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. By the year 2011, India had 28 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In 2012, India got one more UNESCO World Heritage Sites to its list. It was Western Ghats. What are Western Ghats? So Western Ghats are a range of mountainous range that runs across the west coast of peninsular India. So peninsular India means the portion of India which is surrounded by sea and ocean. So Western Ghats runs parallel to the west coast, and it starts on the south from Tamil Nadu and goes all the way up till Gujarat. If you are a tourist, you can consider visiting here to get access to lush green scenery. It is worth noting that there is a flower that blooms only once in 12 years. It is known as Nila Kuranji. It is mostly found in the coastal areas of Karnataka and Kerala. It last bloomed in July 2018. So if you are alive, you can consider visiting this place sometime in 2030 to get a glimpse of this flower named Nila Kuranji. I am also suggesting you a travel hack, although I should not be suggesting it to you. So if you are comfortable traveling by train, enjoy a 22 hours long journey from Ernakulam, that is near Kochi, to Panvel, that is near Mumbai. In the year 2013, India got one more UNESCO heritage site under its name. It was the Hill Forts of Rajasthan, which is basically a collection of 6 forts spread across 6 districts of Rajasthan. It is to be noted that the year mentioned in bracket, for example here it is mentioned 2013, it represents the year in which this very site got incorporated into the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now this is the map of Rajasthan, and Hill Forts of Rajasthan refer to 6 forts that are spread across 6 different districts of Rajasthan. So as the name suggests, they represent defensive military hill architectures. It is said that towns existed within the defensive walls of these forts. To name few of them, Jaisalmer Fort, Amar Fort, Kumbhalgarh Fort, and there are 3 other forts as well. You can consider visiting them. Then came the year 2014, and India saw 2 new nominations being accepted for the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They were Rani Ki Vav and Great Himalayan National Park. This is a map of India which will help us understand Rani Ki Vav and Great Himalayan National Park. So Great Himalayan National Park is located in the high alpine region of Himachal Pradesh. Tourist attraction, so it has 2 tourist attraction. If you're a bird watcher, if you're a bird lover, you can always visit here because it says that it is a home to 209 bird species. Secondly, at higher altitude, you can get to see snow leopard, Himalayan brown bear and musk deer. Then comes Rani Ki Vav. Rani Ki Vav is located in Patan, Gujarat. It is one of the oldest and finest stepwells in Gujarat, made in the form of inverted temple. Stepwells are a type of water reservoir where the user will have to descend down for accessing water. Now comes the interesting fact. Rani Udyamati of the Chalukya dynasty built it in memory of her husband Bhimdev I. So if somebody asks you, or if somebody says, or if somebody cracks a jokes, or somebody just talks about that here we have the great Shah Jahan who built the great Taj Mahal in memory of his most loved wife, then you can say that there was also somebody named Rani Udyamati who built Rani Ki Vav in memory of her husband. Isn't it? Then comes the year 2015. Unfortunately, India did not get any UNESCO World Heritage Site under its name. Then came the year 2016, and India was lucky to get 3 name nominations being accepted in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They were Nalanda Mahavihar, Khangchend-Jonga National Park, and the Complex du Capitol. We'll discuss each one of them. Again, the bracket here represents the year in which they got incorporated into the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. This is the map of India. First, we'll talk about Nalanda Mahavihar. So it was a large Buddhist monastery of ancient Magadha kingdom, and it lies in the present-day Bihar. It is one of the earliest 3 large teaching institutions in Indian subcontinent, alongside Takshila, which is in modern-day Pakistan, and Vikramshila, which is again in Bihar. Then comes Khangchend-Jonga National Park. So it is located in Sikkim, and tourist attraction includes trekking routes and hiking trails, for which necessary permits is to be taken in advance. So you can take these permissions and you can plan your trip. Then comes Chandigarh Capitol Complex. So it is located in Chandigarh, and it was designed by Le Corbusier, who was a Swiss-French architect. The whole complex building comprises of Legislative Assembly. It should not be assemble, it should be assembly. It's incorrectly written here. Take a note of it. Legislative Assembly, Secretariat Building and High Court. So overall, this Chandigarh Capital Complex houses government offices. Then comes the year 2017, and one more place got incorporated into the list of UNESCO World Heritage Site. This was historic city of Ahmedabad. Historic city of Ahmedabad became India's first World Heritage City. Exactly. Until then, we were only able to see a monument becoming a part of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. But this was for the first time when a city became a part of UNESCO World Heritage Site. So the historic city of Ahmedabad consists of many ancient era mosques and temples. Then came the year 2018, and India saw one more inclusion into the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It was Victorian Gothic and Art Deco ensembles of Mumbai. So Victorian Gothic buildings are located in Mumbai and is a collection of public buildings. Now Victorian Gothic buildings include Mumbai High Court, University of Mumbai, Rajabai Clock Tower, Maharashtra Police Headquarters, etc. Art Deco buildings include Regal Cinema. So if you happen to visit Mumbai, you can see that there are a lot of monuments which were built before India got independence, and all those special structures, not all but quite a few of them, is a collection of Victorian Gothic and Art Deco ensembles. Then came the year 2019, and India got one more addition to its UNESCO World Heritage Site list. This was Jaipur City. Jaipur City had a distinction of exhibiting a grid plan. So grid plan is where you have this rows and columns of roads intersecting with each other, and the city and the urban planning of city is such that it reflects a confluence of ancient Hindu, early Mughal as well as Western culture. Then came the year 2020, and there was no inclusion in the list, mainly because the UNESCO World Heritage Committee did not sit for that year because of COVID-19 pandemic, and they sit together in the year 2021. So in the year 2021, India saw two more inclusion into its list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They are Ramappa Temple and Dholavira. So Dholavira is located in Kutch district of Gujarat, and it was the fifth largest city of Indus Valley civilization, as it was a major commercial and manufacturing hub. It has an excellent water management system. Then comes Ramappa Temple. So it is located in Telangana, and it is dedicated to Lord Shiva and is inside a walled complex. The sculptures of Ramappa Temple illustrate regional dance customs and the culture of Kakatiya dynasty. So this is the story of last 10 years, how the number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites of India, how the count of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India changed. So back in 2012, we had 29 sites. Now in 2021, we had 40 sites. And we saw a growth of 12 more inclusions into the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now I will present a screen which have a consolidated list of all these 40 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. This is the list. So I will be so the ones that are in color. So this, first of all, this you can take a pause and you can click a screenshot of it. Secondly, the screen represents all the 40 UNESCO World Heritage Sites as on this date, that is April 2022. The ones in greens are the UNESCO World Heritage Sites that got included over last 5 years, that is 2017 to 2022, and those in blue color represents those sites that got included from the year 2012 to 2017. I hope you would have been benefited by watching this video. Thank you so much. If you don't want to miss out on similar interesting videos, you can connect to me on my YouTube channel Refreshing Infotainment. Click here for subscribe. You can also connect with me on my Twitter account, and here is my Twitter account. Click on the follow button to remain connected with me. Thank you and goodbye.